On to Augusta now, where lawmakers continue looking for ways to address growing concerns over PFAS contamination, those so-called forever chemicals linked to health problems. Today, business leaders told a committee that a 2021 law meant to protect consumers is too much of a burden. Here's News Center Maine's Sean Stackhouse.
LD 217.
A full house in the legislature's Environment and Natural Resources Committee Wednesday. Several bills before the committee look to make changes to a 2021 law that sets the stage for how Maine addresses contamination from PFAS.
It's a heavy lift, but it's necessary.
That law, passed in the last legislative session, requires manufacturers of products with intentionally added PFAS to report it to the State Department of Environmental Protection by the 1st of this year. And those products would then be banned from being sold in Maine by 2030.
50 parts per trillion.
Democratic Senator Henry Ingwerson of Arundel is proposing one bill that in part would exempt small businesses from complying and helps fund enforcing the ban of products containing PFAS.
Eventually cut PFAS at its source. You know, we're trying to identify where it is. We're trying to identify who's impacted and how to help them. This bill looks at stopping it where it's coming from.
But some in Maine's business community argue the current rules are too costly and too burdensome for businesses to comply with.
Being able to test and report, potentially hundreds of thousands of products for, 9,000 to 15,000 different chemical compounds that make up the entire PFAS family is going to be very, very challenging.
Ben Lucas with the Maine State Chamber of Commerce supports a bill sponsored by Bangor Democrat Senator Joe Baldacci, which would narrow the definition of PFAS and delay the implementation of the testing requirements by 1 year to allow more time for the DEP's rulemaking process. Bill Lippincott lives downstream from the former Pine Tree landfill, which he says is heavily contaminated with PFAS.
I mean, it's not just landfills. PFAS, as I say, it's everywhere. And we're not even aware of all the products it's in. So we've got to find out, and we've got to stop PFAS from being manufactured in our products.
Thanks for your presentation.
Lawmakers in this committee now working to determine the best way to understand where PFAS is and limit it, while also supporting Maine businesses. In Augusta, Sean Stackhouse, News Center, Maine.
Lawmakers are expected to hear again from the Department of Environmental Protection in a work session on these proposed bills to determine a potential path forward.